I'm here and it's wonderful to be here with you. And today we are talking about self-care and well-being and balance. It's a brand new year. And if you are like most people, we seem to, particularly when we're in business, particularly when we've got careers going on, it's this element of hit the ground running. I know there's a whole bunch of parents, certainly here in Australia, who are about to say they hit the ground running in the next couple of weeks when those little kiddies head on back to school. It ends up a bit full on for all of us. It's I don't know what it is. It's just the way we start our world again, or the way we start our year, I probably should say. So it's wonderful to be back here with you. The morning just absolutely got away from us, and there were so many things coming at us that I had to delay until the middle of the day today. But let's talk about self-care. Let's talk about your well-being. Let's talk about how you're going to use EFT this year as one of your primary tools to look after yourself. Now, when we talk about EFT, we think about self-care. Self-care for many people is this, it's something that they fit in. For many of other people, it is a priority. I know for me, these days, these years, my kids have grown up, my career is very different, I run my business, my self-care can be a lot different. And I recognize that depending on the priorities we have and the commitments and the responsibilities, it doesn't necessarily always happen that way. But at the moment for me, I'm at a stage where that is what's happening. I hope you will build some more self-care into your routine this year. And we're looking at EFT for self-care. There's a number of different ways you can do it. I'm going to do some tapping in this call. It's my favorite thing to do. So let's do some tapping on the call. When you think of self-care, if you were to just do a couple of rounds in the evenings before you went to bed, that would be perfect self-care. And it may be something along the lines of, even though I'm just going to do it, I've had a huge day and I didn't get anywhere near as much done, and I'm a little bit down on myself, deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I had this huge list of things to do, massive expectations of what I could accomplish today, and I'm a bit down on myself for not getting it done. Deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I had this big task list and I seemed to run from thing to thing to thing, I had so much going on today. I didn't get it all done. I am going to deeply and completely accept myself. And you can continue on with, the day is done. Beating myself up is of no value. Berating myself isn't going to help anyone. Making myself feel worse than I already do, that's not a great idea. Making myself feel bad for not getting it all done. Blaming myself for things that just happen to go wrong. Being mean to myself because that's what I do. All the things I didn't get done, they are just going to have to wait. And I'm somehow going to have to get okay with that. I had a huge day. I did the best that I could. Even if my best today was put one foot in front of the other. Not every day needs to be a high achievement. Not every day is going to go as planned. Some days those wheels just come off and I get it so wrong and I just don't get it done. And I'm going to need to get okay with that. I'm going to need to find some kindness, be nicer to myself, and stop being that mean guy or girl that I am. Breathe it all out. Breathe it all out. You could do a little bit of routine like that in the evenings before you go to bed. Just talk about what happened for the day, couple of minutes, couple of rounds, nothing intense, no journal, just as simple as that. Now imagine doing one of my favorite things that I do in the morning, which is how do I pump up my day? How do I get my day so pumped up that I'm excited for the day? And what I do is, I won't sort of jump up and do it, otherwise I have to pop a table up. What I'll tend to do is I tend to get into this, today's going to be a really, really, really great day. And I get really excited. And I'm just going to have everything going all the way that I want it to do. I'm going to jump into my car and it's going to start, and all the traffic in front of me is just going to move out of my way. They're just going to move out of my way and flow freely. I'm not going to get stuck anywhere because it's just all going to move in front of me. So my commute to work on the bus is going to be great. Or I'm going to make it to the train on time. Or all of my technology is just going to work at the home office. And I'm going to get it to the office, whatever that looks like. And it's all my work's going to be laid out for me. I'm going to know exactly what to do. I'm going to know exactly how to do it. I'm going to breeze through it all. I'm not going to overthink any of this. It's going to be the best day. And the lunch I've got packed, super, super yummy. I'm going to love every bit of it. And all the fabulously fun people at work, they're going to talk to me today and not any of the others. And then when it comes to commuting home, it's going to be a breeze. And the traffic's going to flow again. And the bus and the train will be at perfect time for me. Come home and the kids will have done everything. Or the partner's going to be lovely. Or my home's going to be welcoming. And it's going to be everything that I want it to be, because that is my intention. Something fun and simple like that. And I don't care whether you're thinking that's not even true. I don't care if it's true. The purpose of the exercise is to be able to really kind of pump yourself up, pump up what you've got going on. Don't allow yourself to get into that mental rut of how bad things are going to be, or God, that train's always late, or it's always packed, or I hope it doesn't end up being like. Stop doing that. Don't have that conversation with yourself. Have the goofy one that I just had about everything being a breeze. Lunch is going to be fun. You're going to be appreciated at work. Everyone's going to be fine with what you do. The complainers and the naysayers and those moany people are going to keep well away from you. If you're usually a moany person, you're going to stop doing that. Create the day that you want to have by talking about it the way you want to have it. All right? So that's some of the morning things that I do. Now, how are we going to achieve balance this year? There are always going to be priorities, and there's always going to be things that you can't get to, or they're just a little bit too difficult, or I tried to get there and I couldn't, or. And I think the first thing you need to do is be kind. Be kind to yourself. Get to a place of some gratitude for yourself. Be nice. We have a tendency to really get stuck into ourselves and berate ourselves, and can be really quite mean at times because things haven't gone the right way, or we call ourselves an idiot, or we call ourselves stupid, or we just have this negative self-talk about ourselves. I fall in the rut as well. Don't think I'm immune, because I'm not. I fall in this rut as well, and I say these things as well. Never pleasant, never fun, but every now and again I do it, okay? So what I want you to do is to find that balance for yourself. You catch yourself saying those terrible things to yourself, stop it. Catch yourself doing it. I will walk around the house and I'll find a dialogue start and a little bit of an argument. I literally do that to myself. Stop doing this. And I change the conversation. And I say to myself, how true is this? Is this real? Or, Lorna, listen to yourself having a drama here. You're full on into this drama at the moment. What are you doing? And I talk to myself like that. And I bring myself out of whatever behavior I'm doing that I know is not good, nor healthy, not productive, not forward thinking, not the person I want to be. I know that. So I pull myself out of it, have an actual conversation with myself, and hold myself accountable. I am responsible for how I show up. I am responsible for the way I feel. I am responsible. But I show up and I manage all of that. If I have a really crappy day at the office, I manage how I play that out. I manage the conversation I have with myself, remove myself, go do something else, do some tapping on it when I can, and relieve it and resolve it. That's the way you're going to find balance. You're going to spend time catching yourself in these conversations. So pretty much I think that's all I've got for you today. I'm just looking at all my notes and everything I've got. And I think the main thing for all of us is do some tapping. Actually do some tapping. Spend the 5 minutes. I go for a walk every morning and my hand is here through the whole thing. I'm sure everyone in the park thinks I'm a nut dog. I don't care, but I'm here. And whatever conversations I'm having, whatever conversations I'm having, whatever I'm talking about, whatever I'm going through, whatever I'm managing, I'm actually also tapping on. Right? If I'm having a dialogue about something that someone's bothering me, I'm tapping on it while I'm doing it. I don't have this whole idea that we're all so perfect, we're all going to stop having any conversations in our own head or dialogues or arguments or anything that we do have. I'm not delusional to think we're all going to stop that. We aren't. We are human. It's what we are. We are triggered. We have sense of self. We have all this stuff going on. But for us, if we can continue to reduce that intensity, reduce the thinking, the thoughts and the feelings, and reduce the negative stuff, just by simply having the conversation anyway and taking the intensity out of it. Now, I found this so valuable because I went through a big stage of my life. Every now and again, I fall into the trap, and I just find myself in the drama of having a drama conversation with someone, and the person's not even here. But I have to catch myself. So I'm going to invite you to do the same. Catch yourself in whatever you've got going on. All right, now, also, we have opened up our trauma training. I know so many of you have been coming to our free masterclasses last year. We've decided that it's time to pull all that together into a formal training. We'll put a link to the training underneath this video. It'll include 6 live calls. There will be 6 Thursday evenings. They will run for about an hour and a half, give lots and lots of times for lots of questions. They will go into a library. You'll have ongoing access. If you can't make the live calls, that's fine. Everything will be recorded. You'll be able to come and ask us some questions. Don't despair on any of that. But if you've been looking at getting yourself upskilled, up-trained into being able to really help people through their trauma on a deep level, this is the training for you. We're going to look at all sorts of different components of trauma or different types of trauma and what the impacts of all those different types are to give you a real hands-on ability to manage yourself through vicarious trauma, but also help your clients on a deep level by understanding the different ways that trauma shows up, the different ways that it works, and then how do we as EFT practitioners, how do we do tapping with them and the different tools and techniques that we'll probably want to use. So I'm going to wish you much love. I will see you back here the same time next week. We're going to move to the middle of the day. It seems to work a bit better for people. I'm going to wish you much love and I'm going to say goodbye and I'll see you really soon. If you have questions about trauma training, pop them into the chat, direct messages, get in touch with us, find out information. Information and finding out costs you nothing. So you don't want to miss it. It is for 6 weeks. So yeah, come and join us and get trauma trained and start helping our clients on a much, much deeper level.